I've been catching up on my sleep. It's been good to
Nice.
take one off, but it's been good. Yeah, it's a little break here before we get back to the grind. So
Yeah, I've been the first week. Yeah, I was pretty much just on my ass all day with the COVID. Couldn't do much, but feeling better now and generally recovered.
oh, that's
Do have
good.
a little bit of a cough left and a little bit of short, short kind of breath, I guess. But other than that, not too bad.
That's awesome. Yeah, glad to hear that, and glad to hear you can enjoy some of your New Year celebration. I
Yeah.
guess it already is New Year's, right, over there, or like getting
Uh,
close to the
yeah,
eve.
we're on the December 30th at 10 p.m. here. So we got one more day.
Right on, right on. Welcome, 57 people in the audience. We have a few things planned for today. So I see Dr. Wagme's here. We'll be doing the Hall of Fame
Yes.
reveal. That's going to be really cool. And then also, I put together a end of year celebration video that we can either watch on our own time or we can watch it together. It's up to you guys. It's like 7 minutes long, so we can
Wow, awesome.
yeah, it's just like a compilation of all our really cool things that we've done this last year. So um, yeah, and then Hardcore has put together a timeline for 2023 in his Miro board, so we can share that as well. Just reading the chat here. Seems like the Secret Santa was a big success. We had 32 people who swapped gifts. So there was quite a few fake gotchis. There were some handmade NFTs, and then yeah, a lot of fake gotchis. So that was really cool.
Fake have been popping off. I've been trying to jump in and check the queue once in a while. It looks like things are going fantastically. There's a ton of new art coming through. I
Oh,
love this one. It's like gotchi'd away. So epic.
I love the pixel art coming through there. I'm really impressed by like these pixel artists. I never thought we had. So
It looks like Excalibur just dropped a new piece. That's epic.
oh, is that the ayahuasca one?
No, it's called Taniguku.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
This is one of them is a 1-on-1. Pretty nuts.
Oh man. Yeah, my first fake Gotchi card is out in the wild now. I've been giving a lot of them away or like doing trades with other artists. But I think there might be one on the bazaar and there's one in the GBM right now. So um if you want to get some bids in, I think it ends tomorrow. So I'll throw a couple more on the bazaar in the market, but for the most part doing doing trades. So if you have some cool cards you want to trade, I'm down.
Hey, I have a question for you guys, actually. Good morning, by the way, GM.
Good morning.
I was at my local bar last night, and there's a friend of mine who's like a jeweler. He makes all these, like, he uses different stones, and he's like, hey, man, he showed me one of his necklaces. He's like, I'd love if you could make this into an NFT. And I was like trying to explain the whole process to him. He sort of got it. But then it clicked in my mind, and I had an Aavegotchi sticker, and I went up to him and I was like, hey, can you make me a pendant of this? Like, do whatever you do, but make one of these pendants. And like, can you do 10 of them, say? So I wonder, like, what would the appetite be for, like, in real life physicals, like a pendant, like a legit, like, piece of jewelry that's a fake gachi, tied to a fake gachi card?
So it's like you buy the fake gachi piece and you would ship them the ice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. They would burn the piece and then the ice would come to them, or just like directly ships to them once they purchase it.
It'd be pretty sweet.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I was like gonna give him a Ranger sticker, Ranger Gachi, but I gave him the like logo Gachi. I was like, "Do you think you can make something?" He's like, "I'll bring something back in a few days." And I was like, "Oh shit, this might be really cool." But I want to gauge if that's something that, because I don't think anybody. I mean, Nadiel sort of has done that with the Boba on Canva, but I don't think anybody else has actually put up a physical piece yet, right? For a fake Gachi.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's yeah. And so would this piece be one of one, or would you have like a certain amount of them?
I was thinking about that. I was thinking 10 probably, because I don't know. Like, to be honest, I don't know how much time it's gonna take this guy, because he does it by hand. Like, he goes and sources the stones and does everything by hand. But from what he was saying, it shouldn't take super long. So I want to see what one looks like and kind of get more detail about, like, hey, how much time did this take, and what would the cost of the materials and stuff like that. And if it's reasonable to make like a run of like 10 or 25, I want to see if I can do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That'd be really cool. I think things like that would do really well in GBM also.
Yeah, I was actually explaining the GBM and the Nadiel, and I was like, yeah, you got a 1-of-1 and it went up for 1,000 goes, and then it went up again. I don't know where the price settled for the second auction, but he would have gotten royalties on both. And he was like, ooh, he makes physical pieces. You never get royalties for physical pieces, like having a piece of jewelry you sell to somebody, not getting a kickback every time they resell it. So it was like, that was very interesting to him, like that kind of like blockchain and Web3, all that made no sense to him until I was like, oh yeah, you'll still make money if people like trade beyond that. And he's like, what? It was like kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is one of the more interesting parts of like the bazaar or the fake gachis and art specifically. Being able to sell it off and get a kickback from it is something that probably a lot of these artists and creators have never like, experienced in their life. Speaking of which, I see Wanda Gachi has a pretty cool gachi puzzle. It's pretty sweet.
Oh, is that the one that was a Christmas gift from, I think, his daughter or somebody?
Oh, okay. No, that's really cool.
I think so. I saw it the other day, and if I remember right, it was a gift from somebody in the family.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I agree with whoever made the comment. They said, wow, the handmade puzzle somehow looks like much cuter than the original Aavegotchi was based on. And it actually does. Like, the way the Aave eyes are done, if we're talking about the same thing,
Yeah.
really well. It's got some personality.
And that's what I love about gachi art in general. I think Master Yang said it many months ago that the Aavegotchi is like a pretty simple template to start off on artistically. You can build off on it. So we've seen so many different renditions of Aavegotchis now through the big gachi. It's awesome.
Everybody's hanging out in the weekly Hangout chat channel, right? For text?
Yeah, yep, yes, sir.
Nice. Oh, yeah, I see Zbot here. What is this? He's in the text channel with something tangible.
Yeah, what is that? Canva.
Let's see.
Oh, his birthday gift from Nadiel.
Dang, he really gets into
That's
the
cool.
detail there. Wow. Is that Nadiel's signature? Holy cow. Looks like alien hieroglyphics.
That's the thing with Canvas, man. I'm sure you guys saw it in Art Basel, but seeing like some of the probably even fake gotchis too, but like some of the fake rare like oil paintings and stuff would have been pretty crazy to see that in person.
Yeah, in New York City, when we went to that fake gallery for the fake rares, like seeing that stuff up close, like, some of those pieces were really small, but some of the other ones were really large, and you could see the detail, the work that they put in.
Who's gonna do the first oil painting fake gotchi?
I mean, Pepernato should just make it happen. He did his digital painting with us, but we all know he's very capable. I would FOMO so hard for that. and of course, anybody I know, he definitely could.
I feel like that digital piece he made was his warm up, so I hope there's more coming. People sharing their physicals in the chat. Seems like a lot of people are thinking about attaching some sort of a physical to a card. It's really cool. I've been thinking about getting like physical cards printed for my first fake gotchi just because of I don't know. It feels significant to like not be considering yourself an artist, and just like doodling and never really considering that as something artistic, and then making making something that actually gets considered as a meme or art collection is really cool. So
Yeah, on that point, I want to point out the Soulmade collaboration for the physical fakes. We're calling them verified fakes, if you haven't heard. We've done 10 pieces so far. I think the most recent was the pickled raffle. But I haven't. Nobody's reached out and actually like been like, hey, advocating like I want my piece to be the next verified fake. I don't know why that is, but literally nobody has reached out, at least to myself, and been like, what's going on with that? Like, I want to make sure mine gets physical. So, if you have a plan to, get some physicals made, or you have a plan to promote it and work with us on that, we're very happy to prioritize certain pieces for the verified fakes. We kind of put the first 10 out as a test to see if there's an appetite, and if particular artists are excited about it, just reach out and let us know. It's not hard for us to see if it's worth doing. And then the second part is, if you also want to do your own physical pieces, like by all means, the really cool thing that I think we're exploring with fakes is this sort of shared IP. So if you go, when you click into the Mint page, there's the terms of service. And one of the cool things about it is like, where basically you're getting access to canonized Aavegotchi IP. So it's technically part of the Pixelcraft platform, what you contribute. And we could make a piece or do anything with that physical in terms of like the Soulmades. But it also goes both ways. You can also take that canonized Aavegotchi art and go make your own prints if that's what you want to do. So yeah, I mean, Hefe, if like you see something out there and you're like, I want to do that, that's super cool because the fakes go. Wait, there's got to be a better way to phrase it. The fakes go both ways, you you can do whatever you want with them. So it's pretty cool in that sense.
yeah, it's one of the most innovative things I think we came. Well, we came out with many things, but just looking back at the year, I think the fake gotchis were one of the more unexpected things. Where when it first came out, maybe not everybody really understood the relevance of it. But as the art started coming out and started telling its own story, I think people start warming up to the fakes and really, honestly, just went all in with it.
I totally agree. It was totally out of left field in a lot of ways. Wasn't on the may have been concerning to some, but in the end, I mean, it's very similar. It reminds me of another big highlight of the year that really went way beyond my expectations, and that was the mosaics inside the Gotchiverse. Like, we put those out there. It's almost like Legos. You could do whatever you want with those mosaic tiles. And we knew that we'd do like an art contest around it, some creativity. And it's just both in different ways show the strength of Gotchi Gang, Aavegotchi DAO, the community here, in terms of just raw talent, creativity, skill. So we got to do more of this kind of stuff, because those were two of the coolest things of the whole year. Were like, here you go, here's some tools to work with on chain, whatever. Let's make it happen. And they were both like, the only regret is like not enough people outside of Aavegotchi know and see just what you guys are doing. It's absolutely nuts, and it'll come. So two of my probably top 10 highlights, if we were to run off a top 10 tonight, right there off the top of my head, is Mosaics and Fake Gotchis for sure. And they're both community, creative, collaborative types of on-chain art.
Yeah, absolutely. I echo that. Oh, I see Zbot's dropping some alpha in the chat. I wonder if that's related. Is that related to your recent piece you just released? That was a really cool spinning lemniscate Ethereum symbol that Zbot just put out there. And I have an idea for Zbot. I'm actually gonna get a piece put into an object. If you guys know what an infinite object is, I'll drop a link. It's basically a live display case, and especially anything like what he created, where it's animated and it's like a simple piece, but it's just spinning, I think would look really cool in one of these infinite objects, kind of suspended there, and as a kind of something to have on my desk. So I'll be doing something like that, and turning his beautiful fake gotchi work into something physical. And speaking of fake gotchis, we have or we did have Dr. Wagner here. He might still be in the audience, but we will be doing a reveal today, and we have, I see, yep, there you are. Welcome up, sir. So we're going to be doing a reveal today. Do you want to speak a little bit on the Hall of Fame and how this is going to work?
Yeah, for sure. Really excited about this. Today, and I have been working on this for months, and the whole idea behind the project was to just really highlight all the amazing people in the community, all the builders, all the community contributors, and our community. So, right, I think what it means to be a builder or contributor means a lot of different things, and we need everybody for the project to be successful. So what we did is we brainstormed together, like, how can we really commemorate and honor and really keep all of our builders, and we came up with the idea for the Hall of Fame project. So we each nominated some people, and then we asked those people that were nominated to nominate, and let that cascade down. And it was such a joy to be a part of the process, hear all the really wonderful things people had to say about each other, tally up the votes, and Bowtie Nerd did 9 of the pieces, and he got a lot of votes himself, and we asked Phantasma to do his piece to commemorate him. So we have those 10 pieces, which will go up today in the DAO, and I'm over there now, but I think it's part of the parade later, and we will put those NFTs on display. I have something nice to say about them, and I'm just pretty excited about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Bowtie Nerd recently put out a tweet also. If someone has access to that, you can drop it in the chat there. But the tweet also shows all the different pieces he created, and it was really interesting to see the influence of each inductee and how that kind of made its way into the fake gotchi. So I think you mentioned it already, but each person who is nominated as an inductee for the award will get 3 of these fake gotchi cards, right?
That's correct. Yeah, they'll get 3. One will be in the obviously the NFT display that'll stay in the DAO's control, and then 70 of the copies will go to the arcade task force, who worked really hard to sponsor the event. They put forward 10 of their fake gotchi cards. And yeah, so look forward to some distribution mechanisms from them to get these in the hands of the community. And I'm really excited about what we can do with these. I think the potential of fake gotchis is enormous. Like, how can we build quests or experiences around these, or gated experiences? And I think these are DAO created, right? So it would make sense to incorporate these into early experiences or quests, and look forward to some stuff like that coming over the next 12 months.
I'm very curious about what you're alluding to there, like in terms of specific. Can you tease us with any specific, theoretical kind of gated experiences that the DAO might have for holders of these, or is it too soon?
I think it's too soon. What's so fun about this space is like so much is possible. You guys put together the building blocks here, and we can build lore around things. If you have one of these in your wallet or in your gotchi's pocket, maybe they can do something or interact with something that otherwise they couldn't. And I'm really excited about over the next quarter what we can do from a product and experience standpoint. We're brainstorming a lot with people that are really active in the DAO on how we can move that forward. And I think we can use the Forge and what we're building there with mechanics and just really grow together to really have a more rich and vibrant experience that's going to incorporate all the different parts of our community, including fake gotchis or Hall of Fame, to make something really fun.
No, that sounds awesome. I'm definitely gonna try to get my hands on. I got to get all 10, right? That's the trick. It's like trading cards. Like, collect all 10. I need the Hall of Fame season 1.
For sure, and it's a really cohesive collection too, which is really fun. They're going to look good together.
Yeah, again, great job with that.
Awesome.
I know you worked really hard on that. Bowtied Nerd also, and yeah, really, really great to see something like this that we can actually make a ceremonial thing every year, hopefully, and have some sort of a award ceremony for because you mentioned 10 there, but it's also, I guess, important to say we also have way more than 10 really awesome builders and creators and contributors to Aavegotchi, and be interesting to see as the years go on who makes it through the Great Hall of Fame. I'm looking forward to many years from now seeing all the amazing people in our community that have contributed in one meaningful way or another. So really, really glad you kicked it off with the inaugural one.
For sure, and I think what was really fun about it is just seeing what different people value, and we need everybody, and it was so fun to see, like, the traditional builders that make websites, or people that add so much to the community, or serve as a moderator like Goobs, and just like what he's meant, and or people that run guilds. We really need everybody, and we need to keep all of our builders here. So I hope this project is just the start of recognizing all the amazing people in our community, because we need everybody and appreciate everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as this reveal goes, I know your schedules can vary from time to time. Do you have time to stick around for us to kind of make our way over to the DAO parcels, and then let's say, we give everyone maybe 10, 15 minutes. We'll talk and just chit chat and stuff, but we'll give people some time to make their way over, and then maybe, let's say, if you're good with it, 15-ish minutes from now, we can kick off the reveal and go one by one, or how do you want to do this?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'm putting up a Hall of Fame bounce gate now, unless there already is one somewhere else, and you'll be able to go to that and then just walk straight north. It's my own parcel there, so look forward to that, and 15 minutes from now sounds good.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, awesome. What do you got up there, Thrax? Looking at the comments again here. Ready Farming 3. Oh, you're looking at that was a killer trailer, by the way. Kind of summary highlight summary of this whole last year is really awesome.
Yeah, we should just drop that in the chat here for anybody who possibly missed it. Seems like a proper piece of this New Year's Eve hangout. Great job on the review, and what a year.
Yeah, I have to say the Pixelcraft team is top notch. You know, just the way you guys have collaborated with us this last year, and looking forward to now the new DAO structure, and you know, even the foundation for Aavegotchi DAO, and collaborating more closely between the community and Pixelcraft is really going to be awesome.
Yeah, a quick announcement on that. The vote for the DAO Foundation directors and multi-sig signers, that is going to kick off January 2nd. I've been waiting to put that out because it was ready to go, and then we're heading into the holidays, and the last thing you want is people to miss the vote or whatever because of travel and holidays. So January 2nd, I think it's Monday, we will kick it off then proper and run that through its course. So be on the lookout, guys.
Awesome. Yeah, we're making strides as a DAO, and I think the projects like the Forge are a testament to what we can accomplish as a DAO when we have some set goals and priorities, and have some dedicated members that can commit to a big project like that. So I think that's going to be the first of many big initiatives in 2023, and of course, all kind of come up through the DAO. So that's going to be really interesting to see. And Coder Dan, of course, we're going to stay on Polygon. We're not going anywhere. Maybe a
That was so
SuperNet.
funny.
We'll see.
That
Yeah,
was
hey,
ridiculous
it's still
this week.
Polygon, right?
That's right.
Reading all the Polygon FUD this week was so funny from the Solana people. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, what is happening here? So, I don't know. It's funny it's good to know that we have founders that are actually doing things versus like just on social media all the time. I think if I saw you guys on social media all the time, I'd be a little more nervous. But you guys are just heads down, killing it, So just keep it up.
I think what you mean is, unfortunately, so many projects are just social media, right? So that's what you got to watch out for. Or back in the day, like I remember it was like all the bull market from 27 to 2018. There was nothing built at that time, and so everything was just like ICOs on basically PDFs, like who had the nicest PDF. So we've come a long way. We're actually like, they have to actually get engagement on social media now. But yeah, no, I feel you. In our case, like we really can't be bothered as much, and yet at the same time, this whole like Solana thing, we had to like just tacitly remind everybody. By the way, we've been here. We're staying on Polygon, and ever since Elon's big update where you can see how many views are on each tweet, it was pretty interesting because Polygon community responded big time to that tweet right there. And you can see like, I think it was over 70,000 impressions. It's pretty nuts. So the Solana versus Polygon, like, battle, whatever you want to call it, it's definitely a lot of engagement going on right now, a lot of back and forth. So it is what it is, I guess, right?
I think Polygon a year from now, at the end of 2023, is going to be unrecognizable from what it is today. Just looking at their acquisitions and what they've been building on, integrating things like the zero knowledge proofs and Polygon ID is going to be really interesting to see how that affects the ecosystem. Then you also have on the other side dApps like Lens and the Lens protocol and Aavegotchi that are innovating on top of Polygon, which is like value in itself to come to the protocol and start building, I think. Like, I don't think Solana has like a kind of social base layer, gaming base layer. We can just come right on and start using assets and building stuff. I don't think they have anything like that.
No, I mean this is the proof in the pudding, right? Like you can't create the last 2.5 years of what we're doing with Aavegotchi and the things we build, the smart contracts we write, the fake gotchis, everything in between, the gotchiverse. There's no equivalent to that on Solana, and then that goes, just multiply that out for everything else that's being built on Polygon. So it really doesn't. I hope Solana, I wish them well, but I'm also not surprised that like so many projects see the writing on the wall and are trying to find a stable chain to continue on. So that kind of makes sense. Which I'll drop a link here. Another cool thing that's come out of this back and forth is this guy Johnny, who's kind of a big advocate for Polygon as of late, especially. He is pulling together a lot of people, including Sandeep, next week, and he wants to really showcase like all the different talent that Polygon already has and the strength of the chain, not just on the technical side but on the human side. And so it was really cool. He reached out, and we'll be there on that call. So maybe others from the community can come and also hop on stage. But I was talking with Johnny, and I'll definitely be up there advocating for us. So come on out.
Yeah, we should definitely show up to something like this. This is right up our alley. And kind of another thing we've been doing this last year, which I thought has been really cool, is interacting with other NFT communities. I know you hooked me up with the Whip Meetup guys, the Work in Progress group. They bounce from metaverse to metaverse every week. And I'm kind of excited to collab with those guys and kind of take Gotchi Gang through their world and their metaverses and see what they've been building, and then also bring them back to the Gotchiverse, which has been really cool. So I think that's something we'll probably see more of in 2023. And Gotchi Gang has been a very strong community within itself, but I think what we're starting to see now is, especially through fake gotchis, making outreach to across to other projects, to other protocols, to other communities. And I think that's what the Gotchiverse is going to be all about, is bringing like, hey, you might have a Bored Ape, or you might have some of these other you know well-known NFTs, but you also have an Aavegotchi, because at the end of our Whip meetups, we end up in the Gotchiverse. That's where we end up hanging out. And I think it's going to be this place where many across the crypto space, it'll become a well-known place eventually. The Gotchiverse, that's where we go hang out.
Yeah, everything we're building is kind of like the open metaverse, open concept, open source, right? So building blocks, all these things we're talking about, 2023, it's all in place now where we can just reach out and collaborate with so much talent that's already coming to or already on Polygon. And so it's all there for it. You mentioned the Whip meetup and Rizzle, who's a big part of that. I'll just drop another link. We just retweeted this earlier today, and that's Rizzle. If you guys don't know, like one of his oldest, longest running programs is him and Nifty Time running the Matthew and Rizzle show. One of the very first podcasts Coder Dan and I ever got featured on. And it's been a long time since they tweeted about us as well, but they just said, their latest episode, it's mostly dedicated to like crypto taxes, right? Pretty boring. But that was the tweet. He's like, let's talk about Aavegotchi a little bit as well. And so that was pretty cool to see. And so there's a ton of room. The fake gotchis, you totally are on point. Like there's so many projects that we can find ways to collaborate with now that are just win-win. And we're doing that. Like we're having those conversations. People are super interested when they hear about dual streaming royalties, when they hear about the queue, an emerging like on-chain collaborative art collection. It's all there, and people get really excited and want to be a part of it. So I just expect a lot more in terms of not cross-chain, just collaborative efforts. I think it's just going to be a big year for everybody coming together and taking everything to the next level. I guess since this is like the New Year's Eve hangout, I mean, Did you guys have any agenda here? Should we do in terms of like a retrospective or things to look forward to in the year ahead? We're kind of doing that anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I had kind of a loose idea of what we could talk about, and that was definitely one of the things where we should look forward. We've looked back here at what we thought were the big highlights of 2022. For me, it was definitely fake gotchis and the release of the Gotchiverse, because that's when of course, that's when the Aavegotchis felt a lot more real. Up until then, it was this thing I interacted with on a web page. Going over to an avatar that I can actually do things with in a metaverse was a leap for me. And then also seeing the fake gotchis, and of course we've discussed fake gotchis and all the creativity that comes with that. So I see the question in the comments here from Dr. Wagme. I'm not able to get the NFTs to successfully display. Any tips or tricks? I have some trouble sometimes. Have you tried going in and out of build mode? That sometimes can help as well. But if any of y'all have some tips to help them out with that, that'd be great.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any issues. Do you have the parcel? Like, are you on the parcel now? Maybe other people can see them.
Yeah, I'm there. I'm over in the Hall of Fame area. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'll keep working on it.
Okay. Let's see. All right, I see it.
No, Futuristic, are you streaming this, by the way? I assume if I want to watch the Gotchiverse in action here for the New Year's Eve party, that's the best coverage.
I am streaming it.
Drop that link.
Yeah, I'm looking at the fake gotchi, my fake gotchis now, because I was like, ooh, did I get? Because I know I'm supposed to receive some of those Hall of Fame cards. So I want to see if I can actually display it. I'll be honest, I'm planning. I have to plan this out because I don't want my computer to explode. But I think I'm gonna mint a whole bunch of NFT displays on two spaciouses that are separated by a single road, and see if I could turn the whole thing into like one huge like NFT display. Just two spacious parcels full of like 50 60 displays, whatever fits on it. I just worry that my computer's going to explode, because when I go to my little gallery now, like on my laptop, and I try to like look at all the animations, it's just like my computer's like, what are you doing to me? So, oh man, look at this Ghostbuster piece that White Ranger just dropped.
Looks fun.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
It does get pretty intense. I've seen some parcels that are just like completely loaded, and it takes a while, but they do eventually all load. Some of these file sizes are just really big. They're like, the max was like 100 megabytes. So it's loading in a lot of images at once. We definitely have some work to do on like optimizing that.
Well, on my main computer, it handles it. It handles it well. But just like it'll be great to be able to display more of the work, because I have 120 plus pieces at this point, and I think I have 10 displays on my gallery. So it's like we need to expand in 2023 to a bigger gallery.
That's right. It's a good goal. Q1 2023.
Well, it might. I mean, depends on how much time I have today. But because I just have to. I was looking at Fireball GG. I wish there was a ghost to Alchemica straight. Like if I wanted to craft, I can just pay in ghosts instead of actually have to do all the swaps. Because Fireball GG, you can actually just craft the displays there like in mass, which is cool. But I still need to go get the Alchemica.
Like pay with credit card kind of option.
No, I just use straight ghosts. Like if I have 300 ghosts and I want to get whatever the equivalent of 300 ghosts in displays are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be pretty handy actually.
Yeah, I'd be willing to pay a small fee for that, just to not have to go to QuickSwap and do a bunch of also do all the calculations and try to figure everything out.
Oh man, I just showed up at the roadside parcels for the Dow Hall of Fame. This looks pretty dope. This is really cool. So if you guys want to head over, you can
I'm
actually
in
get
there.
through
Where is it? Like
you
I
just go
spawned at the
north.
bounce gate.
Yeah,
Okay.
go directly north, right to the road, and then as soon as you get to the road, you'll see the bounce gates set up.
Okay.
This is
Well,
very
I
cool.
spawned at the one that Dr. Wagme made, the Hall of Fame one.
Hmm. Yeah, if you go north, directly north from where you spawn there, right to the road, and then it'll be on your right there. That's where the
Okay.
NFT. Yeah. Yeah, I actually really like how you did both sides of the road. That's really cool.
Oh, they're nice. They're like full size parcels too.
Yeah.
I know they're showing up for me, but I'm not sure how to get them to show up for you guys.
You did you confirm it after you selected it?
It doesn't prompt any transaction.
I mean, there's like a confirm button, I think. So you select it and then you have to confirm it. But it looks like you did because they're showing up on your side. That's very odd. So the team probably won't be able to respond too quickly to bugs right this week, but we'll making a list of all the bugs we saw today, and we'll definitely be going through them.
I was trying to refresh my screen. Oh no, Golden Cross is lost. If you go through the bounce gate where you spawn and go directly north. Oh, you spawn on the hallway, Hall of Fame. I don't see you here. But anybody trying to, yeah, went due north, cross the big road. Once you get to the road, just go right. So as soon as you get to the road, you want to turn right. Yeah. We should maybe for 2023 we should start naming streets in the Gotchiverse. Maybe you got to pay a certain amount of glitter and you can name a street for a little while. Be cool. Breadcrumbs. That's an option.
Yeah, I want like a little raffle alley. You know how we have those little tiny roads that just go like kind of zigzag throughout the Gotchiverse? A little raffle alley.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like adopt a road. Yeah, Harambe, that's a good point too, though. District councils to decide that. Um, is that something we see happening in 2023? Do we see the districts becoming more unique or have some sort of direction?
I think Q1 there's a lot of focus more on obviously the arena and getting prepped and ready for the first great battle. But that said, I mean, you go further into the year, there's definitely a couple things internally that we're looking at for potential distinction with districts. But I wouldn't say anything super confirmed yet because it'll take the input of you guys. But um, there's a couple interesting ways. Roads, I like what Ty mentioned, like adopt a highway. That could be really a simple way. Maybe not for all of them, like you say, some are more major, but almost like an ENS domain, right? You could like secure it for X amount of time. I forget the term for that kind of. What is that? Vitalic's a big fan of those. It's like a reverse auction or something like. You have to pay to keep it for X amount of time. That could work for the roads. It's like some kind of tax. You guys know what I'm talking about?
He brings it up from time to time. I'm not really sure what it's called though, but it is an interesting
Harbor
idea,
tax.
like having ENS style domains for roads.
You could have a harbor tax for the main road through D1. Just like whoever wants to pay that can name it. Yeah, kind of quadratic advertising. But I think Matt said I think it's called a harbor tax. That's at least what I was referring to there, thinking of.
Man, I need
Shout
some
out
green
some
in
Similar
my life.
mechanics to the bounce gate. The bounce gate kind of does that in a way. You gotta keep it charged up.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite similar actually. You just charge the roads, kind of same thing, right? Reapply. Use your glitter. That's true though, Al. He's like, I don't know if we want roads changing names all the time. Maybe there's like a glitter minimum. Like you got to cough up a year's worth of glitter if you want to name a road.
There has to be some commitment, right?
Yeah, yeah, the roads do need some stability. I mean, think about it. That's a lot of glitter.
Yeah, it could be. I'm looking at Dr. Wagner's comment here. I don't think we might be able to see them eventually come up. I know for mine sometimes it can take a little while. So what we could do alternatively is why don't we go through each one of the inductees and we can drop the picture of the fake Gotchi, or I see Coder Dan might try to get them to resync. So but if he can't, then maybe we could just post each fake gotchi with a little blurb about each contributor. If they're in the audience, they're welcome to come up also, and you're allowed give a little blurb if you would like. But yeah, while we're getting this set up here, I would like to drop a end of year video kind of compilation of Gotchi Gang's best moments. Keep in mind, I'm not Thrax, so mine's not like crazy, like animated with graphics or anything, but it's a really cool highlight reel that I put together. Shout out to Goobs for the veto. You'll see. That's all I'm gonna say. But Goobs hooked it up. And then we also got a bunch of different highlights from the year that I grabbed from Pixelcraft, the community, and it's awesome. So check that out. It's like 7.5 minutes. So you might not wanna. You can watch it now if you want, but I had to throw the Vito cameo in there. Yeah, he actually did like a cameo for Aavegotchi. So.
It opens with that. That's awesome.
I put some tweets in there. There's some really cool tweets over this last year. A lot of engagement from Gotchi Gang. So, yeah. Hope you guys like it.
The opening pixel music's really chill. The 8-bit, quite nice.
Yeah, that was actually nothing special. It was some copyright-free music that I happened to find, and it worked really well with the clip. So.
Yeah, the drums hit on it. Dude,
Actually,
this is a great video because I mean you take 7 minutes here. You were just like, there's so much stuff that got overlooked. I mean, or that we just couldn't cram into the highlight reel that we put out. Like I'm 30 seconds in, you're showing off the 9 adepts, the screenplay from the DAO and from Friendless Summer. It's super cool.
I wanted to take like a grassroots community perspective of it. There's some tweets in there. There's some cool projects. There's like a builders. Tried to recognize the builders because that's another thing this last year is we had some crazy projects come out of Aavegotchi that weren't even really directed by the DAO or anything. It was like Aavegotchi members putting this stuff together. Like look at Gotchi Miners, look at Fireball GG and eTree's like Gotchiverse tools. Like all these things are just amazing, and want to make sure that we recognize those people too, because oftentimes they're building in the shadows, and some of the more humble Gotchi Gang members that I've met, because they oftentimes don't talk about their own accomplishments. It's almost sometimes like has to be highlighted by our content creators or GMI or bring it up to the forefront and make sure that they're being recognized. So we kind of help each other out in that way.
Okay, I think we'll be able to do it, but we might need to borrow someone else's place to do it at. Does anyone have a 10 spot or like back-to-back parcels that have 10 FT displays that we can do it on?
I have 10 on my one gallery. I can remove everything and then put it all on.
Nice. Oh, I think that
There's-
might be the trick for us this round, and so we can head over to No Futures and then look forward to coming here once we sort it out. I think we had these parcels like specially minted just recently, and I think that's what's causing trouble for us.
Let me just confirm that I actually have 10. I believe I have 10.
Z-Fi also has 10 parcels if you do want to do the parcel way. Otherwise, No Futures way sounds good too. No frames. Gotcha.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 NFT displays, but 2 of them are triangular. Like, I mean, not triangles, rectangles. They're on their horizontal.
This is awesome. Everybody's stepping up.
Alpha triangular NFT displays in 2023. I'll try to make a fake gotcha to match that.
Yeah, man, I want to get my Illuminati kind of, Mason thing on.
So we're talking about well, actually, just in the meantime here, are we going to be hanging out at the Hall of Fame, or are we heading over to No Futures Parcel? We can make our way there, if that's what we'll be doing.
Just to confirm, you guys can't see iTree's piece in this top left one, right? Is it just me that can see that?
Let's see here. Oh, I can actually see iTree's piece. Can you guys see that?
Oh, really?
Nice. Dan, I think that's the one that you resynced. So if we can,
I did sync one of them. Yeah. Oh.
yeah, if you can sync the others, then we can go one at a time.
All right.
Perfect.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to jump on and comment about the Aavegotchi personal development pressure cooker that I found myself in. I'm not sure if you guys have developed any skills this year or improved on any, but that's kind of where my vibe's at.
Oh, that's a great point. That's the self-expression piece and content creation piece, maybe even with fake gotchis and I definitely vibe with that as well. I learned how to use Adobe Premiere thanks to Thrax. Actually, shout out to you for helping me out with that. And such a supportive community. Like even learning a little bit of code here and there. I've had devs help me out. I've had devs help No Future out with his thing many times I've heard. And we help each other learn. I think that's one of our strengths.
Yeah, I think it's a really good point. I mean, if you think about the maybe obvious example recently is Fake Gotchi's going live, and you see a ton of artists, people that didn't really consider themselves or dare to consider themselves an artist before, like stepping forward and being like, you know what, I'm going to put some time in and figure this out, and I think I've got something here I want to make. And so there's that. But then there's also just like the DAO itself and deep diving into governance and some of the stuff Hardcore's been doing and so many others along those lines where it's like, just really spending serious effort and time developing things that other people just need to think about in terms of Web3 governance, and it's happening right here. So it's on a lot of different levels. And White Ranger, I mean, you're super creative. We've been seeing a lot of that recently, but I think, I don't know, like, what could you expound a bit? Like, for you personally, where do you see it happening the most?
Well, for me, through this last experience was just like realizing how many layers and assets we already have at our disposal. Because when I would contact these artists, it's essentially just a cold call, and 99% of them have no background in what I'm trying to communicate or convey. But I had like the Figma website with all those resources on that, and then some of the YouTube videos and just all the content we already have in the structure. So it just lended credibility to what I was conveying of like, hey, I'm trying to make this art. And they're like, okay, well, what do you want? And I'm like, all right, strap in for a sec. Here's the rundown.
No, absolutely. Like, there's a ton of assets, and that Figma you mentioned, that I think I know the one you're talking about. It's like all the logos, all the characters, all the assets. Very, very powerful if you put that
Yeah,
in
that's
somebody's.
an absolute must
Oh,
for
okay.
anyone trying to do anything with the fakes, for sure.
All right, guys, I think we are in good shape. So we'll start top left, maybe. Start with iTree. Is it a good time, Hefe? We're good to go?
Yeah, we're good to go, man.
Fucking go, man. So iTree got a ton of nominations, which is super deserved. I think we've all used Adventure.io a lot, and I just really loved how she made the Gotchiverse accessible to everybody, and anyone that did a lot of channeling or was trying to calculate things or find the best parcel that was available. It was her tool that made it really easy, and she's such a humble builder, and I'm so proud to have her in the community. She's like the perfect example of what all our builders should try to be like. So a really well-deserved induction for iTree. Excited to see what she does next. And for all these guys, you can stand on it and they're animated. So the thumbnail is not, but the actual art itself is animated, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
speaking
don't know
of
if you guys noticed, you can
animation,
also click on, there's a little button you can click on if you want to see it a little bit bigger than in the actual thumbnail. There's like at the bottom right, there's like an expand button.
That is very cool. I love the animations on that one.
I did get the chance to work with a fake artist that everyone's already familiar with, and I exposed them to an artistic tool that they were not aware of, and their art has kind of done like a five-fold level up in the last week.
All right. Next up, the legend Phantasma. This piece is so funny. I have never seen mustaches displayed like this. And he's just such a great member of the community, a real OG. And I think always trying to make this a better place that functions and will meet that 30-year vision. Really thankful for Phantasma. And he's a good example of those like OG members that are been here a long time and still trying to make Aavegotchi better.
I've spoken to Phantasma a few times over this last year with what the work he's done through the Wearables Task Force and the general work he's done in the community, and he genuinely cares. Like many of us, of course, but he genuinely cares. He's here to build, and I think he sees the vision like many of us core members of Gotchi Gang do. So, yeah, shout out to Phantasma. Appreciate you. I
Next
love the
up,
mustache animation. Sorry.
it's so good, right? I know. I love the musta heart. It's so good. I really love this next piece is Moon in the house. Hope so. Regardless, we'll shower him with some love later. And we all love Moon. Moon's been around forever. And this is such a cool piece. I think much like the Moon in the Sky, Moon was like always around, always helpful. Such a rock in the Aavegotchi community, and very well deserved recognition for him. And I think this will be a really fun piece to have on your parcel.
And looking back at 2022, Moon had some really great memes that he put out there with the, I think he's used some of the anime characters with Aavegotchis. Those were really cool.
Yeah, those were an art form in themselves.
All right. Next up, this is a good one. This is Bearded, who is a true builder, and I think he became famous as a bizarre flipper and just really understanding like the economy and the market. And it's really cool that he leveraged those interests, skills, and knowledge into building the Gotchi Vault and really pioneering asset management, both for Ghost and our NFTs. Been a true pleasure to work aside him. He's brilliant and really smart, and definitely well deserved to have a parcel here. And it's a pretty cool piece, if I say so myself.
This is awesome. Yeah. Super cool.
Sorry to chime in. Can you guys give me coordinates? I can't even tell where you guys are.
Yeah, you can take the bounce gate. It should be the top one. I put a bunch of FUD into it for the Hall of Fame, and then just go north to the big road and then take a right.
Okay, north. I was just kind of wondering around. All right, thanks.
Yeah, of course. All right, next up, the artist himself. This is Bowtie Nerd, and a really funny piece. This was done by Phantasma, of course. And I know they're friends also, so it was a fun piece for Phantasma to do. And you can see Dad Gotchi asking, "Are you winning, son?" And it's pretty clear that Bowtie Nerd is winning, and this community is definitely better with him in it. He's such a rock, and with doing the Aavegotchi Wiki, all the fake artist work that he's done, just generally being a great resource for all levels of the community. Really happy to have done this project along Bowtie Nerd, and I look forward to all the things he is going to do in the fake space and beyond this year.
Did Phantasma do the artwork for that? That's amazing.
Yeah, he did. If you zoom in on the bow tie, that's my favorite part of the piece. It's so cool.
What is that in the glass cage? I got my nose against computer trying to see what that is.
I know, I'm not sure.
It looks like it's like a terrarium, or it's an aquarium of some kind, right?
Is that the Citadel? Like the map?
Oh man, dropping some insider knowledge. Bowtie Nerd raises shrimp in real life, and so he is digging deep into the lore of Bowtie Nerd with this piece, which is really cool. I think that's the perfect example of how thoughtful Phantasma is and intentional. What a great piece.
That's a great side hustle.
No, it's a big brain move. I've heard people talk about it.
Okay, so we all have like these hobbies we don't talk about, right? I used to actually keep ornamental shrimp, so I'm gonna go talk to Bowtie Nerd about this now. We're gonna start our own group.
I actually got some ghost shrimp for my daughter, but they all passed away, unfortunately.
All right, we're going south across the street. This is a good piece coming up. We are recognizing Hefe, which Hefe, man, you deserve this so much. You are so beloved in this community, and we're also lucky to basically get to hang out with you every week. I just really appreciate everything you do for us, for the community as a whole. And I look forward to highlighting this piece, center of my property, man. I appreciate you.
Man, this means a lot to me, to be recognized, and above anything else, it's things like this that make me feel like I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay in this community, and there isn't anything out there like this. But even playing a lot of different games like this, and creating relationships within these games, there's nothing like Aavegotchi. And I've made friendships within this community that are maybe even rival some friendships that I have in real life. So this is awesome, and I'm here to stay, and yeah, really just looking forward to 2023 and growing with everybody. Yeah, the pumpkin biscuit. I died when I saw that. I kept that was awesome, and seeing that little Gotchi sneaking the pumpkin biscuit, I love it.
I saw these in the queue and I was not aware they were animated. So that's really nice. I didn't know that was a feature.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. A lot of work went into these. They're good. All right. Next up, we got a legend here. This is Jared's piece. And man, Jared's been around, I think, since the beginning, but has done so much for the community. He's such a good advocate for everyone at every level in the community. And I know I used Aavegotchi stats a million times, and then all the other tools that he's making are so much fun. It's really important that we keep people like Jared around, because they are a big part of what make Aavegotchi what it is. So thankful for him. This is a really cool piece too. That's really visually fun, and I think captures the good energy and skill set of Jared.
Yeah, I'll say Jared this year has helped me a lot with just figuring out like the basics, but getting to understand it. And he's always been like very chill about answering questions. So I greatly appreciate that.
All right, this is a fun one. This is for you, No Future. Ben, you've been obviously a central part of the community for a really long time. Appreciate your commitment to the community, to putting out content, to educating people, to catching up the regulars on everything that's going on. And it's been fun to watch you evolve as a creator. And this is a really fun piece. Definitely, you got to watch the full animated version to capture how fun it is. And I love this piece and really appreciate you.
Thanks, sir. I really appreciate the piece. And 2023, we're gonna keep moving. We got to keep growing. So just gotcha, gang. Let's fucking gotcha.
Yeah, I love the Music City Gotchi Gang background there. He did that really well. With just like simple pixels, it's crazy.
I love that,
capture
but
the
I mean,
detail.
like, I feel like the GNN is like forced alpha. Like, crap. Now I got to get a desk and start like really, up in this, which I'm down for. But it's like, all right, now I got a little more room in this room, so I can make it work.
Yeah, manifest for 2023.
All right, next up, this is a really fun piece for Yannick, of course, who was always a shoe-in for the Hall of Fame as a legend. I was trying to think of a single adjective that described Yannick. It was really hard. I'm like kind of scared of him and his giant army. And I thought indomitable force was accurate, because he is a builder and so committed to this project. And I think he's like a king on his own. And so this piece like really captures how cool he is, but also like powerful and capable. Really happy to have Yannick as part of our community. Thankful for Fireball.gg and all the things that he has yet to build.
Is that a Dark Forest reference in the floating orbs?
It is. It is well deserved too. It's a lot of fun.
I had the pleasure of talking to Yannick recently and got to actually firsthand experience the level of his big brain. And there's some really cool things coming down the pipeline for Fireball GG in 2023. So I'm going to be looking out for that. We all should. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's cool he interacts with mortals. I appreciate it.
All right, last but certainly not least, I love all these pieces, but this one is so fun and funny, and I think captures Goob's vibe so well. This one's to Goobs. Man, you are worth celebrating. You're an awesome member of this community. I think you're so much fun and represent what Aavegotchi needs to be, which is fun and engaging and supportive. And all about killing liquidators. So thank you for all that you do for the community. This is well deserved and one of my favorite pieces for sure.
So cute. I love the little liquidator.
I
I
love
didn't
that
even
the
catch
liquidator,
that.
he was causing no problems at all, but Goobs just drops him. Pretty good.
That's awesome.
But yeah, to all you guys, there's so many people that got a bunch of votes that are all worth like recognizing. Also, that's going to be the fun part of this project is we can continue to recognize and celebrate each other and all the fun accomplishments and things that we're building. As you can see, there's a lot more space on this road, and I look forward to filling it out with you guys. Cheers to 2022, all that's ahead, and congrats to the 10 inductees.
Cheers, sir. I'll cheers to
Amazing,
that.
amazing
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
Cheers.
We got to get the soundboard going because right now we need to cue the big cheers, like the applause. That was such a cool tour too. Really, thanks for taking us through that, Dr. Wagme. Just the whole from concept from start to finish, the execution of it, really, really nice.
There it is.
All right. Yeah, this is the time for recognition. Everybody here, it's well deserved.
Also, give yourselves a pat on the back. I mean, I don't know anyone in this call not putting the work in.
Honestly, everyone here on this call is super OG and is gonna make it in 2023, and has done so much work.
Hell yeah, we're not going anywhere. And I think we saw that when, we used to talk about it during the bull market where, eventually there will be a time when the market takes a downturn and things could get, nasty. This was before all the FTX stuff and everything. And our community calls in that time actually grew. So I think as time goes on here and things start to get quiet during the bear market, especially among similar projects that are, maybe not quite similar projects, but projects that are aiming to be in the crypto gaming space, as they start to go quiet, I think Aavegotchi is only going to get louder and louder. And it gets me excited because that's what I started to see with Axie Infinity before they had their big blow up. So I think the community members here today are definitely going to make it, and all the efforts that we've been putting in over the last 2 years, I think 2023 will be the year where we see that really get recognized. And we all have YouTube channels and streaming shows and podcasts. I think we've set ourselves up really well to blow up in 2023.
Amen. The feature set is definitely getting there. Still a couple holes here and there, but definitely getting to a point where other communities people are gonna be looking and be like, oh man, Aavegotchi literally built everything all the other projects said they were gonna build. Now we just need to continue, improving them, make things easier for people to use and less laggy, just a better experience. And all the core stuff is really there. It's so close. Just need to make it a good experience now for people.
I was listening to a podcast. They're doing a year in review and kind of talking about this last year and people's perceptions of the metaverse. Everybody at the start of the year thought this metaverse thing was going to be a place where you were going to work, play, and basically your whole life is going to go into this like VR headset, and you're going to put that on, and you're going to be in this like 3D space, and you're not going to, there was a kind of a fantasy there, and people came to realize that the VR headsets are way far away from where this, to a point where you can have the metaverse that they defined. And then you had companies like Facebook turning to Meta, and I think that actually helped the space in a way because it brought that term metaverse to the mainstream. But VR headsets and that sort of thing, what people imagine as the metaverse, I think is still quite far away. And things like this, with what we're doing here with Aavegotchi, it addresses some points that I think a lot of the other metaverse kind of projects are overlooking, which is the community. And the community, and especially the DAO, has become well established at this point. So I'm just looking forward to the next wave of participants coming in, and we're going to be the teachers for those people, saying, we're going to have so many experiences to draw off of to pass on to the next. I don't know if you want to call it a generation, but the next wave of players that are going to be coming to Aavegotchi that may have no idea what this is, but we've developed such a rich set of features along the way that we'll be the ones taking them through that. So
Honestly, it's like its own crypto cycle, right? You got like the class of 2010 for like the Bitcoiners, right? There were like 3 different classes, like the first class, and then class of like what 2013, I think, and then 2016, 20, I guess 20 like 19 or whatever. There's definitely going to be that sense of like what class of Aavegotchi are you in? You guys are all in the first class, I think.
actually, some people are more OG than me because I'm not even in the first class. I'm actually in the second. I'm in the class of 2020. I think you guys kicked off way earlier than that, right? In 2019, before the actual official Haunt One and everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you did it by like event, then yeah, there'd be some sub delineations. But if it's by like cycle, like how they usually do it, then you guys
All right.
we'll all be in the same class. But once we get to the next big, bull cycle, that's when you begin the next class, kind of.
I know some
Right.
people look to me as like a real OG because I was a part of Haunt One and got some gotchi then. But then, I look at the people that were on Ethereum because I got in when you guys came to Polygon. So there's people even before that are like
Yeah.
the real mainnet OGs.
Join, nice. That's awesome, man.
So we heard from Jesse that his favorite kind of release for Aavegotchi in this last year was the fake Gotchi release, and everything that came with that. I'll ask you, Coder Dan, what was your like highlight of 2022, and maybe what are you looking forward to like in the next year?
Oh man, 2022, it's a blur. We shipped so much. It's hard to really say what my favorite thing was. I mean, the coolest moment, I guess, was actually launching the arena and just having people be able to fight each other in like a real controlled way. But that was just one of so many cool moments. Obviously, the launch of the Gotchiverse was huge. The first stress test that we did. getting Ghost launched listed on Aave was pretty cool. Just to come for full cycle. Getting listed on Coinbase was awesome. Let's see. There's literally everything on that video that Thrax made is pretty much one of my favorite things that happened during the year. Just so much shipping, and just all the DAO proposals we had. We're up to like AGIP 50 something now. It's crazy. There's just so much activity happening in the DAO, and 2023, as far as like what I really want to focus on, I mean everything, but I think the DAO part needs to continue to be emphasized and help kind of automate a lot of the more annoying processes, like getting XP out on time and stuff like that, and just making the DAO. Obviously, it won't be me doing it, but it'll be everyone doing it. But just like making the DAO a more efficient organization and making it actually really like a true counterpart to Pixelcraft, so that we can all truly like work together in kind of in harmony with each other, and make Aavegotchi truly decentralized. That's we have to go there. Like that's what our mission is to really make this a decentralized protocol. So I think for 2023, that's my big goal, is to really continue the decentralization, like get through cocoon phase, get to the point where we actually get to blossom, and like the community actually is in charge of the smart contracts. Like if we can get to that point and everything goes smoothly, that would be a huge W for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the proposals and the things brought forth in the next coming weeks here that we'll discuss at the DAO meeting will definitely get us in that direction. That's one of the things I'm definitely looking forward to for 2023, is seeing the DAO become a powerhouse in its own right. Like we're seeing kind of a loose organization right now within the DAO, and still actually getting quite a lot done. So I'm excited about what things are going to look like once we can actually get a more defined structure and get some responsibilities and get some people in charge of specific things that can move initiatives forward in the DAO. And things like voting quarterly on what the DAO would like built, and having a team that's able to actually execute on that is going to be really interesting. And I'm looking forward to. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to most. I see Golden Cross has dropped the chart that we all have seen many times, and we've been in cocoon phase for quite some time, and so maybe 2023 could be the year where we make our way to metamorphosis and can kind of make that next evolutionary step as a DAO. It's going to be really exciting.
Yeah, I think we're definitely at like V1.85 or 1.9 right now. We're definitely moving closer to V2. I think we're closer to V2 than we are to V1.5.
Yes, I agree. I see a question from Al in the chat. Are we getting the grid in 2023? Is there some, I mean, that's a good question, actually, in a general sense, even. What do we see happening for the Gotchiverse? We got the Arena release, which is something we got a taste of. That's going to be really exciting. What are some other big releases you might see in the future of 2023?
Yeah, so what we saw with the Arena was really just like the first taste of it. We want to do so much more with it. So a lot of the Gotchiverse will be Arena focused and just combat focused, so we can actually have real combat in the Citadel as well, in preparation for the Great Battle, just to make sure that all the parts of the Aavegotchi are working correctly for that first Great Battle. So the Great Battle will definitely be something that we'll be looking forward to. The first one of many, of 9, and that's on our high priority list for early Q2. have that first great battle. We'll see if we can get to it, but we're definitely going to be working hard. A lot of the groundwork has already been kind of laid for that. Beyond that, like the great battles will continue throughout 2023, and they will culminate at some point. I think we will move all the way past 2023 into 2024 with those, and then those would culminate in the next act. But we definitely could potentially get a grid. We're not gonna push it too hard because there's so much other other lore and things to explore in the Citadel. So we just want to make sure that we really enjoy the Citadel enough before moving to another completely new area. But it's definitely a possibility if things are moving at a nice clip. At the same time, the arena and on the combat PvP is such a big onboarding opportunity that we want to make sure we hit that hard and really, really explore all the potential of that.
100%. I, totally agree with everything you said there, and kind of really looking forward to this great battle that we've been thinking about. It's going to add a lot to the lore of the Gotchiverse. This lore that we already know to some degree, but there might be fake Gotchis that come out for the great battle. There might be like a whole lore that forms around the great battle, and I think that's going to be really interesting to see that play out in the Gotchiverse.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are asking about a leaderboard. Are there going to be some sort of leaderboards associated with the great battle?
I'm sure there will be. Yeah, everything is tracked. I think he's talking about the previous arena. We do have all the stats. We just have to go through, and we do have some things in the works to give out for the previous arena. It's just the team has been on vacation, a much needed vacation. So nothing has really been shipped in the last week here.
Yeah, we're hoping to see your GitHub entries for this week to be blank because they're all green. So
Mine are for this one.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked lately,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I know in the past, you're looking at your ships on GitHub. It's like they're all the days are green. So
Yeah, I did get I did a couple commits here while I was in bed with fever, but yeah, it's been pretty sparse this week.
You sound a lot better, man.
Yeah, definitely feeling. Today was really one of the probably the best days so far. Just able to take a little walk outside, and it's pretty cold where I am, so I don't want to recatch it or anything. But yeah, feeling
Not to
all
knock
right.
my location too much, but we went from negative, I think it got down to like -7 degrees, and it's like in the mid 50s today in like a 4-day span.
Didn't the entire U.S. go through like a mini ice age and right around Christmas, right?
Yeah, and my defrost broke in my car. It was it's been a crazy week.
Tennessee was wrecked. It was like an inch of snow, and we were locked in. And then they had rolling power outages for a couple days because I guess the grid wasn't stable, so they didn't want it to all go down. So they just rolled out they blacked out certain neighborhoods.
My God.
Yeah, my boss lost power, and the inside of her house got down to 30 degrees.
Damn, and it's just like it happened so quickly. It was like a Siberian wind or something.
be no Siberian winds in the Gotchiverse. We can be sure of that. But yeah, just hitting on your point about the arena, I think that's going to be one of the big highlights for 2023 that we're going to see just as a consistent highlight throughout the year is going to be these epic arena battles that happen between either Gotchi gang members that we all know and love, or could be some really close battles that might become remembered.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be something big there, and especially for content creation. Like at GMI, we've we've leveled up our streaming setup to kind of fit what the arena is going to be, which is going to be many people fighting together at once, either through arrangements like 3 versus 3, or kind of like what we had in this test where it was kind of all every man for himself. But it's going to make for really good content, and I think we're going to see people like Kegi Jan, who are they got a large streaming following, as well as other Twitch streamers, like just like how we've done outreach for fake gotchis. We're hoping to do some outreach to streamers on Twitch, being like, hey, yo, look, maybe you haven't been into NFTs, maybe you haven't been into crypto or anything like that, but we got a really cool arena battler game that's actually live action gameplay with some stakes. There's some win and loss there that you can actually come out with if you're a really good player. And so I think that might become really attractive to even non-crypto people in 2023.
Yeah, the biggest barrier we have really is just getting the Aavegotchi in their hand to be able to play. Like if we start reaching out to non-NFT people, or like they might not even they don't have any Matic, they don't have any Ghosts, they don't have basically anything. I've been thinking about how we could potentially smooth that out even more for people, because if we can do that basically have it so it's a similar experience to coming in and playing like a Dota, where you pick your hero and go fight. Currently, we're still pretty far away from that, but there is definitely some work to do that would really just make the onboarding so much easier for people. But we have to definitely plan it out and think about a cool, like what the ideal kind of onboarding experience would be for people. Because I agree, like the arena and combat is such a streamable thing. We want to make sure that we're really hitting that key audience that wants to stream it and wants to play it, and they might not have any idea about NFTs. They just want to play a fun game.
Yeah, I ran into that over the holidays with a friend that came back into town. It was like around the same time last year. I got him set up, create a wallet, did all the stuff. And then when we went to get back into it, when he came back, he forgot his password, and we're completely locked out of everything. And so, I mean, it's not an insane amount of assets, but they're now locked forever.
He forgot his like MetaMask password.
Basically, and then that password was the same password we used to like back up and encrypt everything. Yeah, and so he's essentially locked out. And so I ran into that exact same problem, and I was like trying to figure out of like a way to where, as an Aavegotchi member, we can do some kind of like Gnosis safe with like a hot wallet Gnosis safe, to where a couple community members could like greenlight an account or something. I don't know.
Honestly, like I think custodial wallets are probably the correct solution for a lot of people in the world. They like, not everyone, if you're just getting into crypto, you probably shouldn't be using non-custodial wallet. You should not be using your own like custodial wallet, because you're probably just going to lose everything.
I definitely didn't anticipate him like forgetting a password, and I give the same speech to everyone. I'm like, put a password that you'll remember for 10 years. And I guess he decided not to do that in the moment.
But yeah, and like, didn't he get a seed phrase or something? But people don't write that down, or if they do, it's easy to lose it.
Yeah, I mean, now my process is I literally take a picture of their seed with my phone, and then I email it to them. And I'm like, this is an extremely hot wallet. Don't put money in it, but we'll always have this picture.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree, non-custodial. But I mean, we've seen issues with that in the past with other companies, so that gets tricky too.
I'm looking forward to seeing if they if the NFT vending machine makes its way out into the public space in 2023. Maybe not even specifically Aavegotchi, although that would be really cool. But just in general to see, you know, what we saw with the fake rares and seeing the green beans machine where you can mint a fake rare from a physical like in real life device is going to be cool to see make its way out into the public, because I think that might be the way that a lot of normie non-crypto users get to experience NFTs for the first time without, you know, maybe without the custodial or maybe with the custodial wallet. But seeing the first Aavegotchi being bought out of a vending machine is going to be interesting. I don't know if we'll see that in 2023, but just one of my dreams.
I'm gonna post this in the chat, Hefe. I've seen these out in the wild. They have, you know, those like sticker machine vending things.
Right.
They have them where you can like win an NFT. I'm gonna post it in the weekly hangout chat.
That looks interesting there. So what am I? So those are stickers you can purchase out of a vending machine, and then you scan the barcode and you can win the NFT of the sticker. Is that right?
I I honestly, so you know, you like put 4 quarters in, you push it, you pull it, and then the sticker comes out in like a cardboard thing. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
It's that thing. And then I'm guessing in some of the cardboard they have a private key, possibly. I'm not sure the actual mechanism they're using. I didn't buy any of the stickers, but having a gotchi version would be super dope.
Yeah, that would be really interesting. Reading comments about the Forge, which is another thing in 2023 here that we'll be all looking forward to, is the ability to have composable assets in Aavegotchi is going to be really cool, and seeing how the different components work together is going to be really interesting as well. You know, like Dr. Wagme's comment that you'll be able to. There's a possibility to be. There's a collaborative mechanism there too. So, oh, what is this? Golden Cross, you dropped something in the chat here. I've not seen this before. Europe's first NFT vending machine.
Oh yeah, that was a thing. The GBM team, the guys, they're also doing My NFT, and they put this out for, I think it's like NFT NYC, but it was NFT London. Yeah, I think we put in like, I don't know, maybe 50 different Aavegotchi wearables, and I think a handful of like pretty high value pieces, including like a couple Aavegotchis. So we need to get the numbers on that. I could provide more details on like how that distribution went. But yeah, that was like for yeah, December 2 through 5, and I think it went really well. Those guys are always doing some crazy stuff.
Wait, so here I was talking about the first Aavegotchi being sold from a vending machine. It's been done already? That's crazy.
That's why I was confused. I was like, wait, let me go find it.
Oh.
I was busy like
Oh
going through.
man. Oh man, this is you guys are front running the
So
alpha.
2022, bro.
Yeah, it's like the Simpsons, right? They already did it, so it's been done. So
No, but I don't know where they're going with this. We need to follow up and see if they're like going to scale this or if it was well received or not. I think there's something to it. I definitely think the phygital, physical and NFT space, that's probably where mass adoption is going to happen, is some sort of cross section of those two places. So something to pay attention to.
absolutely. And another good point there is 2023. I'm anticipating, with the COVID and the last couple years, the everything that's gone on with travel, being difficult to travel. I think 2023 is going to be the year we see the like IRL events kind of become popular again. We saw some of that this last year, but I think, like, for me personally, I'll be going to ETH Denver. I'll be going to NFT Miami. I wanted to go to Art Basel, kind of missed out on that one, but trying to make as many appearances in real life as possible and kind of network with other teams like the Polygon team. You have the Lens team, and other projects that would vibe with us really well, and making those connections in real life. I think Gotchi Gang is going to have a bigger footprint, IRL footprint in 2023.
When's Gotchi Miami? Or I mean, when's NFT Miami?
That's at the end of March. I think March
I
28th.
might try to get down there for that one.
Are we confirmed to have a presence in ETH Denver? Do we know that yet?
So the Gotchi Lodge in East Denver has already been set up. 4 out of 6 spots have been claimed already, so we have 2 spots left. So GMI has set up a Gotchi Lodge in Denver for ETH Denver, and so there's 6 slots available for that. And I see Golden Cross has just dropped the NFT Miami week for those of you interested.
Yeah, they've invited me back as a speaker this year. Just looking at the dates, I'm sitting in Singapore. I don't know. We'll have to see what we can do. I need to reach out to them and first I need to decide if I can go and represent us there. It's going to be in Wynwood, Miami again. It's probably going to be a pretty worthwhile trip. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do the speaking spot. I wonder if I could switch it out with Lost Local or maybe you, Hefe, somebody that could represent us on stage. Last year's was great. We got in front of a huge audience because they put me on a panel right before Mark Cuban went out. So like literally, sometimes the room's kind of like, it's a big room, but people are coming and going. Everybody was getting their seat for Mark Cuban's spot. And so we had a captive audience. It really worked out well. And as these things kind of go, I mean, it's really not me. It's what we have to talk about. When you're on a panel like that and like everybody else is just kind of, I don't know, they're saying really generic, like high level, really cloudy stuff. And then we're like dropping specifics about, well, are you building a metaverse using a DAO? Are you doing on-chain? Like all these very specific actionable items. It's just totally different. So, and we didn't even have fake gotchis to talk about last year. Like there's just so many things going on. So I hope I can go. And if not, I hope Gotchi Gang can have a presence.
I mean, there's going to be a lot of fakes that we should probably try to get displayed somewhere out there for sure.
Absolutely. I think we'll have a strong presence there. It'd be great to see you in Miami. Kind of missed out on NFT NYC last year when you were over on this side, but yeah, it'd be great to see you there. And if not, Gotchi Gang has your back, and we're happy to represent. I think we have more than enough to talk about to spill that, to fill that time that they give you up there. And I think this year specifically got, at NFT Miami and some of these other events, Aavegotchi can have a really strong appearance or strong presence because we have built up our features, and we actually have like a functional metaverse, and we still have a fully intact community and growing community. So yeah, I'm excited for these events.
Yeah, maybe the DAO needs to get involved sooner than later so we can get ahead of this, get some funding to get like kind of a in real life Aavegotchi team out there. I mean, Pixelcraft, we can do it too if things aren't ready on the DAO side, but I know we'll be sending like Lost Local probably to some certain events if it makes sense, and he's familiar with like ETH Denver. He went last year, and he's lived out that way quite a bit. So in terms of like getting, like last year I was there and did like a meetup. It was cool, but I was kind of on my own and got to mingle with a few people. But if we get like you there, Hefe, anybody else here on this call that wants to go and have an impact, it could be pretty powerful to, I think ETH Denver is one of the most important Ethereum Polygon-based events of the year. Last year I was there, I got to hook up and finally meet in real life with Sandeep. So it's just like, it's definitely a big one. And it's more builder-oriented, which is right up our alley.
I nominate myself as a traveling spokesperson.
Yeah, I mean it's a good point that you make, Golden Cross, to have you have your representative on a Pixelcraft side for Aavegotchi, but to actually have a group of DAO pointed representatives for these events is a really good idea.
Yeah, get some people with experience working trade shows or whatever, and get a plan together with some KPIs and figure it out. See who could have an impact, and uh, it could be some pretty important stuff that comes out of it. You never know who you'll meet, right?
These sound like some new IRL ambassador missions to me.
Good morning, everybody. I literally dreamed about ETH Denver the other night. Like, I'm so excited about this. This will be my first in real life crypto event, and it's one of the larger ones, and it's close enough that it's realistic. I'll have my truck and be well based and have the things I need. And we've already got some great Gotchi gangs signed up to come out, and we've already got the lodging secured. I'm very much looking forward to not just this event, but 2023 can definitely have more of a in real life tonnage to it.
Yeah, and thank you for setting up the Gotchi Lodge there. That's gonna be epic. When you said that, I'm like, I definitely gotta go. I was kind of on the fence at first. I'm like, I definitely gotta go now.
We're sending Farmer Alf to speak, you said?
That's right. Farmer Alf's gonna be up there.
And as long as Hefe brings his costume.
Whenever I think about the lodge, I always think about Animal Crossing and how you enter like a whole new little space when you enter your house.
Oh, it's going to be very good. I'm going to let Zombie run with his decorative creativity. We're going to have one heck of a well demonstrated opportunity here.
It's a good point. Maybe that's something we can touch on here for 2023 is one of the big features we see. Well, one of the big features we saw for 2022 was the farming release. That was kind of like the big Gotchiverse release. Aside from the arena, which came near the tail end there, but farming was a big deal in 2022. I could see the lodge being a kind of centerpiece installation for 2023. I don't know, Coder Dan or Golden Cross, if you guys have any alpha or kind of want to share your kind of working vision for how you might see the lodge coming about, and if we're going to see that in 2023.
Sorry, it was on a coffin spell there. Lodge is definitely it could be the sleeper item of 2023. If we can get scenario where we do get that shipped and we get some Gotchi lodges. I know everyone wants them. It's we want our lodge channeling, and we want our, I know you guys have talked about NFT displays in the lodge and like being able to show any NFT you want in the lodge would be super cool. So definitely it's a big feature. And we have a lot of big features that we're focusing on, but they're definitely maybe the second half of 2023 could be a possibility to get some lodges going.
I feel you guys are onto something big there with the lodges. Ever since you talked about what it could potentially be the first time around, it kind of defines one of the key metaverse experiences where you have this personalized space within the space, and people can come visit it, and there might be like a business aspect to it, there might be a social media aspect to it, there might be a content creation aspect to it, and having just totally unique spaces within the metaverse is kind of like the evolution from Web 2, where you'd go visit each other's MySpace or Facebook page. And now, in the Gotchiverse, we're saying we don't mess around with 2D mediums. You actually go to someone's lodge and you get to learn about who they are through the lodge, whether they have lens posts, whether they got fake Gotchi cards in there, maybe they have some other more personal items that they've crafted. It could be something really unique and really great way for like self-expression, I think. Yeah, Soju, exactly. You could build an artist studio where people can come see works in progress. That's a great idea. Yeah, White Ranger. Glad you can hang out with us, friend. Ooh, Gotchi Farmy. Okay, I hope this is what I think it is, but we should all check this out. There's a tiny bit of alpha in there, but Gotchi Farmy is working on something big. Are you in the house, Gotchi Farmy? Do you want to talk about this a little bit? I don't want to drop any alpha I'm not supposed to, so if you want to come up and just real quick, maybe drop some hints about what you guys are working on there. If you want to, you're welcome to come up.
Speech, speech, speech.
It's gonna be a big deal.
That calendar with like the strawberry red going on there, just the whole thing has my attention, has my full attention.
Yeah,
Everybody needs to be following the Gotchi Farmy army.
absolutely. They've been crafting something behind the scenes there, and it's a collaborative project between Pixelcraft, Aavegotchi DAO, and another metaverse. So, be really cool to see that. Okay, I think this might be the only alpha we get for now, but keep an eye out over the next week, and we'll be dropping some more alpha. Yeah, you are not ready. Exactly. None of us are ready.
I like the beats. Looks like every other day, a little something something.
There'll be some breadcrumbs dropping. Dr. Wagme, thank you for hanging out with us today, doing the Hall of Fame thing. Really appreciate you, man. And 2023 is going to be great. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, take care, guys.
Al, your hint for today was that the Gotchi Farmy is working on something really cool. Well, it's in collaboration with another metaverse, if that means anything. So 2022 seems like we're wrapping up here. Is there anything about 2022 anyone up here still wanted to kind of touch on? Or, is there something you're thinking about for 2023 that we haven't discussed yet? I mean, yeah. Just looking at the chat.
V2.
V2. We didn't even talk about V2. That's I'm kind of, really we've seen parts of that, right? We've seen little teasers of V2. We saw there was a trailer that came out. We've talked about many of the features that'll be integrated into V2. I'm sure that's something you guys are probably excited about too, right? Releasing V2 and getting that out into the public.
Yeah, you guys are actually already using a part of it. It's just not fully open sourced yet, and it's not like all the features aren't shipped yet. But the GBM site auction.aavegotchi.com is actually using the new like V2 code.
Maybe a little recap on V2, like, from your perspectives, what are some of the big advantages, big improvements that we're going to see well, aside from like the aesthetic appearance, with V2 coming.
Yeah, so it was really about organization of just the various like different parts of the site that we have. A lot of people didn't realize there was like a sidebar, for example, and they would just get lost in the site. So V2 is just an attempt to be better organized and to make the site a little bit more user friendly, so people know exactly what is like available to them when they first come on it. So the sidebars and the nested sidebars are a big part of that. Also, just the code base in general was we wrote it from the ground up using like Tailwind CSS and just like better code organization. So it makes it much easier for us to add new features to this new code base, and also to prepare it to be open sourced. So it'll be easier for new like developers who want to actually contribute to it via dwork or whatever, to be able to get started and not be like completely confused when looking at this legacy code base. So that's some of the reason for V2. And then as far as features, obviously GBM was a big one. Buy offers are also going to be part of it, all kind of integrated into the homepage or the page of each asset. And then one I'm really looking forward to is like a user profile page that's going to allow, basically, if you depending on how you phrase it, I like to phrase it, you can basically stalk someone and see all their assets from one place now. Whereas with Aavegotchi.com, there's no way to view everyone's like once the inventory and like the gotchis that they have and everything. So with V2, the profile page, you'll be able to just put it in a wallet address, and it's kind of like OpenSea, be able to see more of all the gotchi assets that they have, and probably there will be some integrations, maybe with Lens or some other like profile integrations that will allow you to customize your gotchi game profile a little bit more.
Oh, that's really cool. Like the personal touch, and then also the other thing that you said there that stood out to me was the ability for collaboration. So the fact that it's open source, and
Yes.
everything we talked about with the DAO is going to make more sense with V2, because we have builders in the community that I'm sure, like Jared, they'll be probably contributing to V2 or adding features in the future in one way or another through Aavegotchi DAO. That's going to be for those people will be a lot easier, I think.
Yeah, and there's going to be more treatment of Aavegotchi as the protocol, and more kind of spotlight on other projects besides the Gotchiverse and the Arena that are building on Aavegotchi. So that's going to be there's going to be a lot more highlighting of the different apps and the different the different games that are being built on Aavegotchi. So that's going to be a big part of the new like V2 homepage, treating it really truly as a protocol and not